and
Happy Mother's Day and Mother's Day every day. I am Candace Queen Mother Alice Shirley Pitts of the Ethiopian Orthodox Catholic Church of North and South America, and I am ordained Bishop Shirley Pitts Faith Restoration Center, Incorporated, Jersey City is our headquarters. My telephone number is 212-281-729. This year, Harlem's 26th Annual Mother's Day Parade is honoring mothers to Harlem, irrespective of their color, religion, race, and creed. The spirits of our ancestors stays alive. For the past 25 years, I have a special guest with me here, and he's going to introduce his name. He's very well known in Harlem. He is a master, professional teacher, drummer, and could you tell us your name?
My name is Carl Alexander, better known as Baba Kunle. It means Father House of Prosperity. I came to this country from Trinidad, 1969. 2 months later, started drum class in Harlem at Marcus Garvey Center and dance class, which is still going on. I am now teaching at PS 197 children of all ages. I'm privileged to say I have the youngest drummer in Harlem in New York City. She is 4 years old and she's becoming a master drummer at that age. And I'm having her do an audition to the Apollo on the 11th of this month, which I know she's going to pass on. Harlem is up by Africa.
Yeah. I would just like to show a picture here. Barbara has been supporting, he's our official African teacher and drummer. This is a picture of some of his students performing at a Mother's Day parade. After the route of the parade, here at Marcus Garvey, amphitheater stage. That's his performance, and I'm there with him and his students. So this is proof. Okay. Now we want to thank you for all the love you have brought to the Mother's Day group, and I'm sure that you don't only teach students, you teach adults as well. Is that true?
Yes, on Saturdays.
Okay.
Yes, 149 117th Street off Lenox Ave School. I'm there every Saturday from 2 to 5, and it's free.
Okay, for those of you who are just tuning in, I am Bishop Shirley Pitts, the CEO for the S.C. Davis Memorial Annual Scholarship Fund Committee and the CEO to the 26th Annual Harlem's Mother's Day Parade. This is a profile of my praise dancing. I praise dance as unto the Lord. And today I'd like to say happy Passover to all believers and happy Resurrection Day. And I'd like to say to believers that Jesus is Lord of my life. Here is a picture of the late Miss S.C. Davis. Miss S.C. Davis and I, we met in the studios of Channel 13 downtown where we were volunteering, and we decided that we would do a Mother's Day parade here in Harlem. The first parade was done on the 13th day of May 1984 right here in Harlem. Miss S.C. Davis resided at 62 West 127th Street for 40 years. She became the co-hostess to my television program, which was called A Believing Girl International Cable Television, which was seen on Channel C&B and the Channel J commercial. It was an interconnected program, downtown Time Warner and uptown teleprompter. If you're just tuning in, my telephone number, of course, is 212. Since those days, 25 years ago, and it's still the same at 212-281-1729. We say $17.29. We deal with dollars and not changes. So here we are welcoming all mothers and their family, a family that prays together, stays together. The program will begin at 470 Lenox Terrace, the same formation. It starts at 10 o'clock. The program goes up from 133rd and Lenox to Harlem Hospital. We make a left turn going west on 135th and 7th or Adam Powell Boulevard. We're coming downtown to 127th Street. The parade ends at 220 West 121st Street, which is the Philip A. Randolph PSIS 76 School. principal in that school is Charles Berry, and we thank the principal, the school PTA, and all its staff for helping the mothers of Harlem and all surrounding communities to have a place to perform and a place that we are welcome. Stay tuned, and we give thanks for our queen daughter, our beloved Sister Ivy Victoria Black. She's on camera. She's an entrepreneur. She is the secretary for African Unity of Harlem. She's dedicated to us. She's always on time. She says what she means and she means what she says. As the Mother's Day organization, we're truly thankful to have adopted her and to have her working with us. We also want to acknowledge the president of African Unity of Harlem. He's not with us today, but he is a true brother, a true community activist. He acts in the capacity of a father and a mother. And this year, for the first time, we are honoring fathers as well as mothers, because we have a lot of fathers who are biological and non-biological fathers that has been good to our children and to our community, and we acknowledge all of them. At this time, I'd like to show some other excerpts from the parade. That was the first float. In 1984, the parade was on the 13th of May 1984, and President Ronald Reagan sent us our first proclamation. That's the float. Essie Davis, she passed away in August of 1984, the same year that the parade started. But in her memory, I made her a promise that I would continue to carry on her love and her activities in Harlem. That's one of the pages. The Amsterdam News did do an article on us. That is an article from the Amsterdam News that year. That is Essin Color. And she fed over 33 homebound seniors right here in Harlem. And what she did, she had a generational gap. She had children before going to school to clock in with her every morning and to make sure that the seniors who were homebound had their cigarette, had their newspaper, or had whatever they needed from the stores before these children went to school. I was doing a home health program in hospitals, nursing homes, and private homes, and Essie Davis and I, we connected. The moment we met, we knew that we had much work to do, not in Harlem alone, but all over the world. That's one page. Here, I give thanks to my mom, the late Honorable Mabel McAllister. That's my biological mom. And she was one of the elected officials from Belize in Central America. So in honor of Mother's Day, I always talk about my mother and my ascended great-grandmother. My great-grandmother told my grandmother. My grandmother told my mother told me. And I am here to tell you that I told my daughter, and I'm telling my daughter to tell her daughter, and her daughter to tell her granddaughter. So at this time, I have seen my first generation, which is my daughter. I am now seeing my second generation, which is my granddaughter. And I have my third generation, which is my great-granddaughters, and I have two. This past weekend, I just celebrated my daughter's second wedding ceremony at Fort Jackson in Columbia, South Carolina, and it's a pleasure to have a new adopted son-in-law into my family. To God be the glory. That's about mothers. This is the page. This is a journal that I made up. It is not fancy, but it's a journal that gives all the details and history of the Mother's Day activity. That's the message. We have my prayer partner from Belize, Rachel Neal. She donates the food to the Mother's Day since 1984. All the food that's donated to the elected guests and to the community is donated by Rachel Neal. That's my prayer partner since 1963 to 2010. That's it. And this is Alma John. Alma John was my first mentor. She was an RN at Harlem Hospital, and she taught me, if we know, we teach, and if we don't know, we learn. Each one teaches one, and each one reaches one. stage park.